The Golden Dawn, Part 1D. As we descended in previous lectures from the Tree of Life of Yetzirah before the fall to the Tree of Death of Yetzirah after the fall, we study now the Tree of Knowledge as the main aspect of HaKabbalah today. Likewise, we who study HaKabbalah today are no strangers to the concept of the slippage of the middle pillar from this arrangement described by Isaac Luria, the blind, to this arrangement designed by the Ari of the Safed school, showing the lowest Sephirot, Malkuth, the kingdom, on the Tree of Knowledge to have slipped down one notch from its position on the Tree of Life. This was the Tree of Knowledge diagram used by Kabbalists from the era of the Dark Ages until the turn of the 20th century. At the turn of the 20th century, around the time Yehuda Ashlag was completing his commentary on the whole 23-volume Zohar in Hebrew, an Englishman named S. L. McGregor Mathers translated a small portion of the already abridged Tikkuni Zohar into English, calling it Kabbalah Denudata. In Mather's translation, he shows the anatomy of God as Adam Kadmon, overlaid by the Tree of Knowledge of the 10 Sephirot. Thus we may finally see the equivalent for Adam Kadmon of the 12 signs of the zodiac placed up and down the body of the Shekinah. Mather's Kabbalah Denudata offers the most comprehensive guide for completely comprehending HaKabbalah at the turn of the 20th century. Shortly before the publication by Mathers of Kabbalah Denudata, the French Kabbalist Eliphas Lévy was working on depictions for the various concepts he had learned from a study of the Tikkuni Zohar in Hebrew. As we saw in the earlier lecture on Adam Kadmon, Lévy provides us with this depiction of God lowering himself into the cosmos of the four worlds of Kabbalah. Lévy has chosen the hexagram pattern to depict this concept. Also using the hexagram around the same time as Lévy, who used it to symbolize the Kabbalistic process of God descending into the cosmos, was Madame Helena Petrovna Blavatsky, founder of the Theosophical Society, devoted to rewriting the story of the Bible to incorporate the wealth of New Age thoughts in Europe at that time, who used the hexagram as a symbol for the Western mystery tradition, the right-hand path, contrasted to the swastika, symbolic to theosophy of the Eastern tradition, the left-hand path. In the earlier version of the Theosophical Society's logo designed by H.P. Blavatsky herself, the hexagram contains her own initials, is crowned by the same swastika logo later used by the Nazis, and surrounded by an Ouroboros or snake eating its own tail. In the later version of the Theosophical Logos Society, redesigned after H.P. Blavatsky's death, the hexagram contains an Ankh cross. The swastika is switched to its arrangement as a traditional symbol of Buddhism, and outside the Ouroboros is the slogan, "There is no religion higher than truth," a common saying from the era of rationalism and reason following the Enlightenment a century before. The significance of changing this logo was due to the original Blavatsky orientation of the swastika being adopted by the Nazis. However, this subtle difference has been overlooked by far too many subsequent and even modern-day followers of Blavatsky's theosophical rewriting of the biblical myths. Her intention was to form the mythological aspect of a New Age religion that was missing only one aspect, a secret doctrine, a single working dogma that could unify the whole plotline for her mythological rewrites. As a result of this original adoption by the Nazis of Blavatsky's symbol signifying the East or the Oriental left-hand path to enlightenment, The error persists to this day that the Nazis were perpetuating the lineage of the Eastern secret chiefs or transcended Mahatmas whom Blavatsky claimed constant contact with. The symbol shown here from the modern Raelian UFO cult, containing the Nazi-oriented swastika inside the hexagram, perverts Blavatsky's intended meaning of these symbols as the Eastern and the Western mystery traditions to mean the Nazis and the Zionist Hebrew diaspora who stole Palestine from the indigenous Muslim Semites to form the nation of Israel. Before there was a nation of Israel, or a Nazi Party Third Reich in Germany, following Blavatsky and Levy's use of the hexagram symbolism, a group was formed by English and French Freemasons and Rosicrucians devoted to the study of Kabbalah and calling themselves the Golden Dawn, who attempted to unify the entire Western mystery tradition into a single cohesive whole in the form of knowledge lectures given in an order along with initiation rituals given per degree. The logo of the Golden Dawn was thus a hexagram showing a sunrise above an ocean, meaning their summing up of the Western mystery tradition was an attempt to provide Blavatsky's myths with a working dogma to unify her New Age mythology. The origin of the founding charter for the first Golden Dawn group, the so-called cipher manuscripts, remains a mystery in itself. However, regardless of their origin, the works done on Kabbalistic topics and concepts by the members of the Golden Dawn group were entirely their own work, and a wonderful collection of additions to Kabbalistic Western mystery tradition. In this Golden Dawn depiction of Adam Kadmon as Christ, we see the angels whose wings support him are labeled RC for Rosy Cross, that his body contains the 32 mystical paths of wisdom of the Tree of Knowledge, and that he stands on a globe between the symbols of the sun and moon, signifying earth as Malkuth, the kingdom. In this Golden Dawn group depiction of the Garden of Eden prior to the fall of man, we find God as an older Adam Kadmon, suspended by the Sephiroth on a cross before twin pillars, below which stands Shekinah, surrounded by 14 branches, the 7 planets twice, on the Tree of Life, atop the coiled representation of the 7-headed serpent called Set by the Egyptian, Typhon by the Greeks, and Satan by the Hebrews. The fall of man, as described by Israel Regardi and A.E. Waite, members of the Golden Dawn group, resulted from the shattering of the shells in the layers between the 3 Kabbalistic worlds above Isaiah, and when it was mimicked within the spiritual composition of man, caused his fall from immortal Kadmon to mortal Adam, and resulted in his exile from paradise. According to Waite, Regardi, Mathers, Crowley, and the others in the Golden Dawn group, this slippage of the middle pillar results in an 11th non-Sephiroth opening on the middle pillar between Kether, the crown Sephiroth at the apex, and Tiferet, meaning beauty and positioned above the heart along the middle pillar of man's spiritual composition, the template of Adam Kadmon. This hole within the figurative veil of the abyss they named Death, meaning knowledge, after Gnosis, meaning the quest to know. In this second Golden Dawn group depiction of the Garden of Eden, we see the same characters after the fall of man and the expulsion from paradise. Below the triple-faced angel, we see the Sephiroth as a flaming sword. Above the arms of the cross, we behold the 4 elements, and consuming Adam Kadmon and the Sephiroth on the cross are the 7 heads of the great Leviathan, the red dragon of Revelations, loosed from the pit by Eve. In this Golden Dawn depiction, we see the 7-headed serpent called Set Typhon, or simply Satan, consuming Lilith, Adam's first wife before Eve, who we behold crucified onto a cross alike the Christian mythos of Jesus Christ. And in this depiction from the Golden Dawn era of 20th century Kabbalism, we see the three supernal Sephirot on a tree of knowledge with lowered middle pillar Sephirot, where Adam Kadmon, the cosmic template, as an old man, stands with his crown in Death, his arms extended above the left and right columns below their supernal caps, and his feet resting upon Malkuth, the kingdom, the Nader Sephirot. So we see that now, at the turn of the 21st century AD, we who study Kabbalah have come a long way from the origins of our craft in studying the nature of our cosmos. In this familiar depiction from the mid-20th century Philosophical Research Society, a later adjunct of the Golden Dawn group, of Adam Kadmon as a philosophical atlas, supporting the 12 signs of the Babylonian zodiac at the levels of Death and the veil of the abyss, and covered over by the 7 orbits of the planets at the level of the veil of the temple, with 1 foot on land and 1 foot in the sea, like the angel of Revelations. The western path of ascending the 10 Sephirot on the tree of knowledge is the path to reunion of one's being with one's own genius, higher self, or holy guardian angel. This path forms the quest set upon by the soul, once it awakens within the body while alive or at the time of death, and sets its desire to returning to reunion with the single, omniversal spirit of Adam Kadmon's Godhead mind. The one soul is a microcosm reflecting the one spirit as a macrocosm. Hence, we are all gods, and reflections of God in one another's eyes, and all of us together are the one true God.